Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. Here's the seam binding that we dyed yesterday, and it looks like it did kind of oxidize after, that's the nature of the oxide sprays, is that they, and oxide ink in general, is that it's activated with water. So you can see some of the variation in colors here. This is a good one, and the way I've crinkled it, so some of the ink kind of pooled, and so that's cool. I'm excited about that. What happens is the colors that are in the ink kind of pull themselves out. So like if it's a green base or a red base or whatever, it'll kind of, you can see there's a little bit more red on this one. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. There's a little bit of green there. I don't know if that's coming through on your end, but I can see it. So that's cool. It's kind of really grungy, and I'm really liking that. Look at that dark piece right there. So yeah, so that's fun. So we've got that, and I didn't dry it or anything. I just left it, scrunched up overnight. Now this, I don't know. This didn't, the oxide didn't react as much on this, and maybe because it wasn't as damp as the ribbon was. I'm not sure. It's okay. I'll use it for sure, but you can see here's the original, and then here's the color. I will for sure use it, because you get tired of having the same colors over and over. I always buy, when I can, I always buy the off-white, but yeah, there's a little bit of oxidation there. So anyway, not sure I would dye a lot of it like that, but it might be nice to have a little bit. And I think I'm going to revisit this with my alcohol ink and see how well it does, because I really love the vibrant colors. So anyway, this is the piece that I did not do. So let's get back to where we were. When last I left you, we had covered both books here, front and back. Is that the last page? Yeah. And then we have added some pockets, and you can see how skinny that is. It's about maybe 3/8 of an inch thick. Well, I went through and added some papers, and yeah, it's grown quite a bit. So I thought what we might do is finish up this book. It might take 1 or 2 videos, and then we'll go to the other book instead of going back and forth, and I think that'll be easier for you as well as me. So well, here's what I've got with the cover. I decided, this was my insurance bill. Now, this was wider than my cover, and I forgot to mention this last time, so I trimmed it down. Well, I scored about 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch, and folded that under, cut the first side closest to the envelope, and then just wrapped that around, because I wanted to make sure I didn't want to glue down the side by just cutting it off. I wanted to make sure I had the whole entire pocket all the way end to end, so that it would be even. And now it's the exact size of the envelope. Well, not exact, but there's about a 1/16 of an inch on either side. So I did cut a large tag, and I think it looks pretty cool. So that'll go inside here to the bottom. So that's what the pocket, hope you can see that. It's kind of dark, but I'm going to adhere this to the bottom. Probably didn't need to do the background that we did. We could have done just a solid kraft card wrapping the front covers because of this pocket, but that's okay. It still says your insurance bill right here, so I think that will fit perfectly there. And I am going to put lace and some things. Well, actually, I was going to put journal here, but I will put something here to cover that. Now, if I forget, please remind me. Okay, so this piece is going to go on the back for the ribbon closure. Okay, so let's go ahead and decorate this part of the cover, but I'm probably not going to attach it until after we finish the inside because of the flipping and flopping and everything. But I went ahead and inked everything, tied a piece of the seam binding in the top. I love this tag, and plenty of room for writing on the back of the tag. So I've got some linen from an old tablecloth. I've got this little rose here I thought I would put in the corner to cover that insurance bill. And then I'm going to layer some of this, I think, and then put journal here. And I've got some of these little flat back pearls. I think I'll use those. This has 3 sizes, so I could use the medium one. I have the most of those, but let's go ahead and glue the flap down. I've made these envelopes before. This is the way I like to make decorate my CD sleeves and put a large tag in it. So I'm just going to glue this down, the flap, and I'm gluing it forward. Like that. There's a little strip of the plastic. I probably should have come up just a 1/4 inch higher, would have done it, but I didn't realize that plastic was so high. But we're going to cover that, so no big deal. So I want to put this on first, and I want to put that so that it's hanging over a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let this get a little bit tacky so it doesn't bleed through the linen, which wouldn't probably matter because I'm going to put things on top of it, but I did put a tiny bit of ink, so I'm going to turn this upside down so I can see the edge here because I want to hang it over just a tad. It's just about the same size as that flap, so there we go. Okay, so then I've got this little strip. I don't even know, I think it's from this paper. I don't recall, but I think there was a piece of red glitter on the piece I cut off, so that's probably where it came from. I kept all the strips because you never know. So I'm going to apply this closer to the top because I'm going to put the lace. So I'm going to put that right up along that fringe area. And then we'll add some of this. Now I'm using this rather than this because, well, number one, I'm using that color linen, but I think that the envelopes got too saturated and that just is kind of flat looking. So I think this is a better, I just think it's better. That's all. So I'm going to run some glue along the bottom of the paper and then also right under. And hopefully that should be plenty. And I may need to trim off just a smidge right here. perfect. Okay, now this piece is from an Artie Mays sheet that has journal labels and words and a few buttons and things. I think it's a freebie on her Facebook page. So I've been using the same sheet for a long time, lots of stuff on it. So I thought that would be perfect here, since it has, and there's other words besides journal. So if you weren't putting this on the front, it seems a little crooked actually. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to put that right in the middle. Anyway, it has journey and timeless and a bunch of different words. But I decided to go with journal since this is on the cover of our book. Okay, and then I am going to go with, I'm going to go with the small ones. I was going to go with medium, but I think I want to put the beads on this piece of paper. So I'm going to go, I'm using my Cricut pick tool and just picking that up. Yeah, I like that better. These do have adhesive, but not strong enough to suit me. There we go. And then we have this, and I'm just gluing this all the way to the corner. It's basically just going to cover part of that and your insurance bill. So I'm going to glue just on the bottom and the side, so it could be used as a tuck spot if you wanted to. I don't know why you would, but nah, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down because, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down because it's on the cover. If this was on a page, I would leave the tuck spot. But we're not going to probably use a tuck spot on the cover. We are, however, going to clean off that pocket where we spilled the glue. Oh man, I'm wondering if the acetate reacted to the acetone, because it's kind of cloudy there, like almost like it melted. So, oh well, it's not going to be noticeable. It's a recycled envelope, so you know. Alright, so let's put the tag in. This will be adhered to the cover, so we won't see that part. So we'll put the tag in, and there we go. I just think that's so cool. Get that tag straight and go all the way in with it, and that's perfect. The butterfly shows. We've got the rose, the butterfly. This butterfly is going this way, that one's going that way. I love that. That is going to be awesome cover. You don't see any reason. This isn't that bulky. I'm going to go ahead and put that on. I was thinking it was going to be a lot more bulky, but I am going to adhere this whole piece. No extra pocket. You could add an extra pocket if you wanted. In fact, if it was on a page inside the book, I would probably do 3 sides and make a side pocket, because you already have the top pocket here from the envelope, but then if you glued it on 3 sides, you could have like a side tuck. Alright, so I'm just going to, it's about a 1/16 of an inch, Do I have this the right way? Yes. Okay. Double check. Always double check, because I do things upside down, as you well know. All right, press. I like that. I think that turned out really pretty. Not too difficult. Still cold. It's getting chilly here in Central California, finally. You know, we don't even have a reprieve. We go directly from using our air conditioning to using the heater, and sometimes in the same day. All right, let's get this in the pocket and get that all the way down to the bottom, like so. Anyway, it's been chilly recently, so we do better with the cold than the heat, but I know some people already have their heaters running. So what do you think? Do you like that? And then my idea is, or, well, not my idea, but my goal is that this is going to wrap around and be on the back. I will do this last. And then a bow will be right here, like this. So that will be maybe not that messy, but you get the idea. That's going to be the tie. You could even put it under, but I'm probably not going to use a double length just because I don't want it to be that messy. But uh-oh, lost my ends. That's not supposed to happen. Well, I'm just going to pull it off and figure it out. Figure it out later. Okay, so let's go inside. Now, I've done a few things. I've kind of pulled through some of the stuff I've got, and I thought I would make these little tags, and I went ahead and did these in the back too. This is the tag with my new tag punch. Now, they're not long because this pocket is so short. They'll be longer in the other book. They're only, yeah, I did 3 by 2.5. 3 by 2.5. So I went ahead and punched that one, and then I may come along and stamp those. But this is a fun little deal, and it goes in there quite a ways. So yeah, nice. So we've got that one with the back, and inside this envelope I have put a piece of coffee dyed ledger paper for writing on. So that's what's in this pocket. Get that back in there. So I'm going to take these, and I think I'm going to go ahead and tie a piece of the seam binding, just like I did on the front. So let's do, I'll do a piece that's 12 inches and then cut it in half. That one has some nice color darkening. Okay. So I am just going to do, I'm not going to loop them through like a lark's head because there's quite a bit of thickness here. I'm going to do a half knot, and not only that way they'll lay down kind of sideways. Oops. If you do it too tight, it's going to curl your top. So we'll do it like that. And I don't mind that extra sticking out. You can trim it if you want. I'm a bit fiddly today, but that's okay. Alright, so there we have those. Let's scrunch these up. I kind of pulled them out. That's okay. Alright, so let's go back to the front and we'll do these. There again, I have the same ledger, coffee dyed ledger paper in the pocket. I need to do some coffee dyeing. I got some, I'll show you real quick. I got some placemats. I ordered these on Amazon, and I'll leave the link below if you're interested. But these are very textured, and I thought these would be great for coffee dyeing. Not only could you do one piece on each side, but you could do one piece in the center if you wanted a different kind of design. So I'm going to play with this over the weekend and do some coffee dyeing. It would be really cool on envelopes. You know, you could put an envelope across with the flap this way. I mean, lots of play. And I think it came, I think there's 8 or 10 in here. I'm not sure. So anyway, but I'll leave the link below if you're interested in that, because that's fun for coffee dyeing. And I have at not Tuesday morning, Dee Dee's Discounts. We have a Dee Dee's Discount store out here, and I usually buy placemats and things from them, and they have plastic tablecloths that I have bought large ones and then just cut off the lace piece and use those for coffee dyeing. But they're not quite as, what's the word, well, textured, as thick. This design seems to be thicker, so I'm hoping to get a better impression. Okay, let's get some more ribbon in there. Let's see. Now I did the 6 yards. We'll see how far we get with the 6 yards. I figured that's 3 yards a book. That should be plenty. But I am using it for the closure as well. So I've got one piece over here that I'm cutting from. And then after I do the closure of this book, I'll throw the scraps of what's left over in this pile for cutting as well, and save that other piece for the closure on the other one. This one has embossed around the, I don't know if you can see that, it's embossed around the hole. That's kind of cool. So you could, you know, I didn't ink any of these, but I wonder if that, yeah, that kind of shows up. Let's go ahead and ink these. And I'm, like I said, I may come back with a small stamp and do a stamp in the corner of these. I have some rose stamps, so we may do that. And there again, I'm just tying a half knot so that the ties kind of go horizontally. Alright, so there's that one. Let's do this one. I'll pull that over so I can do the top. Pull it back over. Flip it over. This doesn't take very long. And back over. There we go. And then I'll do the other two in the back later. Alright, so there's page 1 and 6. Alright, so this page is going to be a belly band. And so I've got this cut off here. I want to put this here, and then I made an envelope. This envelope is 5 3/4 by 3 3/8, and so it's, I think it's 3 by 5.5 is the size on the punch board. Let me look. 3 by 5.5. I started out with 7 1/8 by 7 1/8 and a 2 3/4 score. So, and I just used one of the pages that I thought I probably wouldn't use somewhere else. So looks like I forgot to put glue on this side. That's weird. Let's remedy that. That one's glued down. Sometimes I've told you before, my studio, if you can call it that, I call it that, it's Hope. But my studio is in my master bedroom. And unlike Tim Holtz, whose studio is in his master bedroom and is a studio, mine has a king-size bed in it as well. And my husband on the other side of the room he's a musician, so he has his keyboard and all his music and a cabinet with all his electronic stuff in it. And yeah, it's a big room, but we have it filled up. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, my husband is an RN by day and a musician by night and weekends. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and I probably should have done this before I glued it together, but that's okay. Just going to ink around this. I can fast forward the inking. Oh, anyway, what I was saying about my room is I get a lot of interruptions. I have a sign on my door that says when I'm recording, but if I'm not talking to you guys and I'm doing inking or something that's repetitive and I'm planning to fast forward it, then I'm not talking, then they come knocking on the door. Are you recording? Yeah, this paper's pretty. One thing I'm noticing about this ground espresso is that it smells stronger than any of the other inks I've come across. It has that old-timey smell of black ink. Remember when we only had two colors, black and red, back in the day? There we go. All right, I think that's good enough. So basically we'll have the belly band, and then this will, I'll tuck the envelope here. Inside this envelope I have a cardstock craft card folder. Let me get rid of that twigs. I'm gonna try to use it. So I'm gonna go around this one. While I'm at it, I might as well ink the belly band. All right, so lace. What kind of lace do I want to put on this? Do I want to put top and bottom, or do I want to put lace here? I think I'm going to do top and bottom because I'm going to put lace on this pocket here. All right, so let's do that real quick because I forgot about that. In fact, I'm going to do it so the lace is kind of hanging off the edge there. Like so. I probably went way too high with the glue. Nope. I want to come up a little bit more. I don't want a bunch hanging over because I'm going to have that wraparound closure, but I want it just kind of peeking out. That'll work. Just like that. You see that? Okay, so let me trim this off. this off. There we go. So then on this one, I'm just going to do the top and the bottom. Otherwise, I'm going to have 3 stripes, and I don't think that would look great. So this one I am not going to go over. I'm going to do the flat side at the top and trim it. Same thing here. There we go. All right, so let's get this on here right side up. I wish the rose was at the top. It is at the top. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, all right, cool. So let's get this glued on. I'm just running a little extra so that it sticks well. And I'm going to center on the envelope itself and then top to bottom. I mean on this piece, not the opening, this piece here. There we go. Okay, then this envelope can go in the pocket. It can kind of go in the pocket and under the belly band, but I'm not going to do that yet because I want to make sure that glue is good and stuck. So let's do something on here. I'm keeping all of my cutoffs in an envelope, so I've got quite a few. That looks pretty, doesn't it? Let's see what else I've got. Something maybe a little bit taller. Well, I don't care for that. That one's almost the same size as that. Let's see. Looks like I timed out. I thought my battery was dead again. I just can't, well, filming longer times. Let's see, I want this to be 8.5 by 3.5. So let's do 8.5 by 3.5. Anyway, filming longer times than I normally do, and I have to charge my battery more often, and I'm not used to it. I used to charge my battery once a week. So, what did I say? 3.5? Okay. Okay, so let's ink around this one. What did I do with my book? Okay, so that, yeah, we're just going to attach that, and I'm not going to put any other decoration on here because it's going to be going in and out of the pocket. I suppose you could if you put something thin. But these long envelopes, the pockets are a little tight, and so I don't want to put anything too thick in there. Alright, let's put this the right way around. Like that. Good. Good, good, good. Make use of the chairs and settees. There's also script on there, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so that'll go back in this pocket here. And I think I'm going to run a piece of lace across the bottom of this. Do I want to do that? No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. But I am going to stick this under here like that. And like I said, you could, if you wanted to, stick the flap, although that might be a little tricky, but stick the flap inside the pocket and under. Nah, don't need to. I just can stick it in there. Maybe I'll put a piece of lace there, and then maybe if we make a clip or something, we'll come back, because I did cut this straight across. Let's put a piece right there. Come to that piece. Make sure that's the right. Yep. All right. I'm very change my mind kind of. That's why my husband calls me fickle. He's right. But you know, it's a process, you know. Why stick with one idea if you have a better idea? So I'm going to put a paper cloth, one of these thingamabobbers, jiggy thingies, right, Marty? Okay, just to hold that down. That looks cool. I like it. Now we're going to repeat the exact same thing on this page, and I'm not going to go with that. So I'm not going to show you that today, but I will do that off camera. So next time we will do these 2 pages, and I'm keeping it a secret. Everything's stuck inside. So I know I'm over 29 minutes, and it's going to take me several hours to get this up to you. So so we're going to end it here. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate you. Don't forget to go enter that drawing. We're going to stop on Saturday and draw on Sunday for this Foxglove Envelopes Galore journal. And I think I'm going to do a secondary drawing for this little doohickey, because I can't remember what I named it. Is it an envelope flip-flap thingamabobber? Cute little insert that was requested by Patricia for video. But so there's going to be two names drawn, and anyway, I think that's back maybe 3 or 4 videos. Go find that 1,500 subscriber video, comment with how many envelopes you think are in the large journal, and you do not have to guess correctly to win. I think I've seen 2 people that have the correct answer. Maybe 3, I'm not sure. But you're all so close. I'm going to do a recount just to make sure. I wrote everything down of how I figured out how many envelopes were in there, because I lost count. But I'm going to go back and look through the book again and make sure that I'm correct, because I wouldn't want to throw you off. But like I said, you don't have to guess correctly to win. You just have to comment. And if you can subscribe and go join my Facebook group, I would love it. All that information is in the description box. So anyway, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.